So anyway, I usually think that jeans are overrated sometimes. I don't mean it just the way it is, because I just want to speak about it and what I'm trying to mean with that jeans are overrated. You know, because I mean, um, I've never measured my height, but I know I'm not at the height. I can't reach the. I'm not 6 inch. I am not that tall. Maybe 5'6", 5. I don't know. But I've played the game of basketball most of my life. I've played point guard because as I'm short, I cannot dunk. I cannot play inside the paint. You know, I control the ball most of the time. But the thing here is, I mean, a person who can play pro basketball is someone who is fit for those has those traits. You can be a bodybuilder and play basketball, or you cannot be a bodybuilder and go mount climbing. You need to have the physique to do that. Or you cannot be a bodybuilder and go fight boxing. You need to have a perfect physique. And I saw this in my country. Here, there's this show. I don't watch the show though. The show's name is Obina TV Live. I don't know if that's the name of the show, but I saw clips. And it wasn't about that TV show. So it was about the guy hosting about the fights, and there were two people fighting. Two bodybuilders. One I think is a track driver, and the one is a bodybuilder. But they had the same physique, bro. They couldn't even fight like proper boxers, bro. They were tired. They were. Go watch it, man. Just go watch the clip and come and tell me. And I think jeans are so overrated. Like you cannot. Like I'm not fit to play basketball. Like I know, like I can never go pro because I'm that short. That's one thing I've realized. So, I mean, if you wanna do something for the longest term, you need to actually align yourself with the path, with the right skills. You know, I don't know if I'm making myself. It's like genes can predispose you to the right thing, but they don't predetermine success for you. I don't know if I'm making sense. Because I mean, you can use genes to your advantage. Because they say, even studies show that the amount of concentration you can have towards something, genes usually even play a huge part in that. So basically, if you can concentrate in reading a book, non-fiction book, and you like fantasy books, it's rather you go do what, read fantasy books rather than do what, read non-fiction, because your mind, your attention span, and your genes play a huge part in that. You know? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm just sitting, man. I got nothing to do. But you know what? The thing here is, as much as we all want to have everything in life, like in order for you to know what you're suited for, like what your genes are suited for, you need to do what, like in business they say what, explore and exploit. Like try, error, try. Try, error, learn, then try again. Again and again and again and again and again. That's what they say. And if you try that more, and you'll know what your genes are best suited for, and you will do what, get into that, because you can't be a swimmer. And swimmers have a huge upper torso, like this part between the head, the between the lower part and the upper part. It's usually longer than the legs, like, so they can have that streamlined bodies to what, swim. And a runner or a marathon runner has long legs, and swimmers have short legs. So what, you're suitable for what, that adaptable what, environment. You can't be everything, man. This is chess. We live in a world that is chess, not checkers. I mean, I'm using this to my advantage right now because I'm trying to find out what I'm suited best for. You know, I don't know what I'm best suited for though yet. But I'd add maybe I like working out. That's what I'm trying to get into. Okay, and I know I have a great brain. It's a big brain actually. You know, yeah. But I still don't know yet. I'm still figuring out. But I figured out a few things. I like reading books. I've realized I can actually play chess, guys. I played the Max Lang attack. Yeah, that's the opening I'm teaching myself. I don't know if it's a trick. But coming back again, genes are overrated, bro. So you need to find the right things for you, suited for your genes. Because they say genes should play a huge part for the longest time you can get married to the divorce time. For the longest time you can pay attention to something, you know, plays a huge part in us. Yeah. But don't get mistaken, guys. You know, don't don't get lost inside these things. By the way, guys, and if you cannot create a game. Like, like when you do all these things, it's like reality is a game. Like when you do all these things, trying to figure out what's best for you. And I know sometimes it's hectic because you'll never find it. Maybe you'll never find it. So the best way is to create one. You need to create an environment best suited for you. You create one. Like it's like the saying they say that boiling water can harden a potato, can soften a potato and harden an egg. I'm not trying to say you need to be soft or hard. I'm just trying to say you can decide to play a game where you're a potato or a what, an egg. Create your own environment. And remember this case, actually genes do not they do not distract you from actually having the kind of habits you want or pursuing something. They actually clarify. They filter out things which actually don't even matter, and they leave you to actually pursue something actually which what does matter. It's that deep. And I mean, sometimes you'd want to find proof of exactly what you've been doing, right? Like you want to prove it to yourself that actually, yeah, I'm getting results out of this. Actually, if you wanna do the best way to do this, you try maybe um comparing yourself to someone else. If you're doing, like, let's say you're coding and you're actually understanding code more than somebody, that means what? That's for you. Like if you understand calculus better than someone else, or if you have photographic memory, things like that. If you have a photographic memory or some sort. But anyway, just try to find out what's best for you. Genes are overrated, manze. Mm. That's the thing they never tell you about talent, manze. Mm. You need to put the work though. Put in the work. Thanks for watching.